I allowed two teenagers to be spit on by a llama. I work at this petting zoo that's attached to a farm about 30 minutes outside the city. It's one of those places where families come to let their kids pet goats and feed chickens. And we have this one llama named Gerald who's basically the star of the show. Gerald is normally pretty chill, but he has this thing where if someone gets too close to his face or tries to mess with his food, he'll spit. Not like a little dribble either. This llama can launch a full glob of green nastiness about 6 feet. All the staff knows this, and we always warn people to keep their distance when they're near him. So last Tuesday, these two teenagers show up with what looked like their mom. The kids were probably 15 and 16, and they had that attitude where they thought they were too cool for a petting zoo, but were stuck there anyway. The mom was trying to take pictures while they rolled their eyes and made sarcastic comments about everything. I was cleaning out the rabbit pen when I heard the older kid say something like, "This place is so lame. Even the animals look stupid." His little brother laughed and started making fun of Gerald, calling him names and stuff. Normal teenager behavior, whatever. But then they started getting closer to Gerald's pen. The mom was busy trying to get her phone to work and wasn't paying attention. I should have said something right then, but honestly, I was getting annoyed with how they were acting. They'd been making jokes about the other animals and acting like they were better than everyone else there. The older kid dared his brother to try and touch Gerald's nose. The younger one said he wasn't scared of some dumb farm animal and started climbing over the fence. Gerald was just standing there eating his hay, minding his own business. Here's where I probably should have stopped them. I was maybe 20 feet away, close enough to call out a warning, but something about their attitude just rubbed me wrong. These kids had been disrespectful to every animal and staff member they'd encountered. The older one had even kicked dirt at the chickens earlier when he thought no one was looking, so I just watched. The younger kid got into the pen and started walking toward Gerald with his hand stretched out. His brother was recording on his phone, probably planning to put it on social media or something. Gerald lifted his head and looked at the kid, and I could tell he was getting annoyed. Llamas have this way of flattening their ears and narrowing their eyes when they're about to lose it. The kid kept walking forward, ignoring all of Gerald's warning signs. He reached out to touch Gerald's face, and that's when it happened. Gerald let him have it. Full force llama spit right in the face. The kid screamed and stumbled backward, covered in this thick, green, smelly goo. It was in his hair, dripping down his shirt everywhere. But Gerald wasn't done. The older brother had been laughing so hard at his little brother that he dropped his phone into the pen. When he bent down to pick it up, Gerald nailed him too. Same treatment, right in the face and down his shirt. Both kids were gagging and trying to wipe the spit off, but it just smeared around and made it worse. The smell was incredible, like grass and stomach acid mixed together. Other families started moving away because it was so strong. The mom finally looked up from her phone and started freaking out, yelling at me about why I didn't warn them. I told her there were signs posted all around Gerald's pen that said, "Do not touch," and llama may spit. She demanded to speak to my manager. My manager Dave came over and asked what happened. I explained that the kids had ignored the posted warnings and climbed into the pen against our rules. The mom kept yelling about how I should have stopped them, but Dave pointed out that we have clear policies about following the posted signs and staying out of animal enclosures. The teenagers were still trying to clean themselves off, but llama spit doesn't come off easily. It's thick and sticky, and the more you rub it, the worse it gets. They were both close to throwing up from the smell. Dave offered them some wet wipes and access to our bathroom sink, but there's only so much you can do. The mom demanded a refund, which Dave gave her, probably just to get them to leave faster. As they were walking back to their car, I heard the older kid tell his mom that he was never coming back to this stupid place again. The younger one was still gagging and said the smell was stuck in his nose. After they left, Dave asked me why I didn't warn them. I told him I was cleaning the rabbit pen and didn't notice until it was too late. It wasn't exactly true, but it wasn't completely false either.